on, y'all? Welcome to my YouTube channel, especially if you're new. If you're not new, welcome back. I thank you for all of the love and support. I don't take it for granted by any means. And I want to add as much value as possible. So if you have any questions or if you want me to make a video on anything specific, just let me know and I am willing to do that within reason. So with that being said, I want to let you know what I want to make this video about today. And today I want to talk about why I wake up at 5 a.m., what's the reason behind it, what the benefits have been for me behind it, and how someone can get started with waking up at 5 a.m. So I'm going to give you the tips and feedback on what that looks like for me, and also give you what my routine looks like, and so that you can maybe implement your own or use some of my techniques. You never know. All right, so let's get into it. Also, I'm gonna put my Instagram right here. So the first question is, why do I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? The biggest reason as to why I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning is because my why behind why I want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning is my big goal. I have a huge goal in life, and my big goal requires a lot of discipline. And so I do it for the discipline and the repetitiveness of it, and also to build a routine. I got tired of waking up at different times, pressing snooze. I felt like I was in the habit of it, and I didn't want to do that anymore, and I wanted to take control in my life. What I also did it for was to separate myself from the crowd. I don't like being the same as everybody else, and so I wanted to put myself in a different category. I don't want to be average. I don't want to be mediocre. So in order for me not to be mediocre, I have to do things that mediocre people don't do. So that's one of my separators. Eventually I wanted to be earlier, maybe 4:30 a.m. I don't know, we'll see. But right now I'm sticking with 5 o'clock in the morning, and it has been an amazing confidence booster. It has, knowing like I've made a game out of it. I make it fun. It's like I can't wait to wake up in the morning, because I know that when I wake up another day at 5 o'clock in the morning, I feel accomplished. I feel that I've won the day just from waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, like I told myself I was going to do the day before. When you keep those little promises that you make with yourself, your self-worth goes up, your self-love goes up. And I value that so much. I'm not willing to let that go. So every single day, some days are harder than others, but it's definitely worth it. My second question is, what have I noticed since waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning? That I already mentioned this before, but my confidence has gone up. I'm not gonna beat that horse. Beat that horse till it's dead. All right, so another thing that I have noticed since waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning is that I've built a morning routine that works for me. Now, since I have more time and I feel more confident, it's easier for me to plan my days out the way that I want them to go. And I feel like the morning routine is something that cannot be replaced. My morning routine is what stabilizes my entire day and makes me feel like everything is flowing. If my morning routine is off, then most likely my day is gonna feel a little bit uneasy. So that's another thing that I love about waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, is it's been easier for me to set a routine and set a tone for the entire day. I didn't know if I was one of those people that was going to be able to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I would look at other people and I'd be like, how the hell are you waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Like, that seems impossible, but it's not. So the fact that I conquered the mental game of waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning has been the best feeling in the world, and it makes me feel like I can achieve more than I thought I could. So now it makes me want to do something else that I feel like is uncomfortable, just to implement it into my life, to see how it changes my perspective and changes my character and makes me feel about myself. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm striving towards. I want to be the best version of myself. So in order to do that, I can't stay comfortable. I'm not somebody who likes to stay comfortable. I love to grow. So for me, I have to be self-aware of, okay, the person that I want to be, what does that person do? That person is disciplined. That person is confident. That person takes care of themselves. That person is very self-aware of when they're getting tired and when they need a break. There's just so many things that tie into that. Once you start waking up early in the morning, then you're like, hey, well, I might as well go work out since I have this time to myself. Or maybe you start implementing meditation. These are things that I've implemented. You set up your day for, okay, maybe I'll read, whatever works for you. How would I recommend someone start if they want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning? When I set that goal of waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it didn't start off easy. Let's say that it took me a couple months of battling back and forth between times. And there was a point where I set my alarm for 7 o'clock and then I moved the time back 5 minutes every single time. And that worked for a little while, but it didn't last. So then I went back to very inconsistent waking up at, maybe 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock p.m. And I had to grasp like, this is so inconsistent. This goes against everything that I was trying to do. So I set that definite goal of 5 o'clock in the morning. And eventually over time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it and I'm going to have to get used to it. Even if I have to take a nap during the day, I'm just going to have to go for it. That also goes into, I got sick and tired of my shit. When you get sick and tired of your own shit, you will do whatever you need to do to get it done. And I just got sick and tired. I said, you know what? 5 o'clock, no matter how I feel, I'm going to do it every single day. And eventually it will become a habit. But my why behind doing what I do is very strong because I have a set goal that I am going to achieve and I know that I'm going to achieve. And I know the things that I have to do in order to achieve that. And I hold that very dear to my heart. So your why behind doing it is what's going to push you when you want to press that snooze, when like my why behind it is very, very strong. And I'm really big on why with everything that I do. And I'm pretty sure if you watch my videos, you already know that about me. One thing that helped me significantly was implementing different things when it came to routines. I looked up people who had morning routines, successful people, and people who have tried out routines and implemented different things and tried it out when waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I chose the things that worked best for me. And when you do that, it's like you custom make your own routine. You pick and choose, you know what? I'm going to try that out. Once you try it out, hey, that might not be for me. You know what? I'm going to look up another video and I'm going to implement that one this time. It's trial and error of figuring out what you want your morning routine to look like. And you can just grab from people who are already doing routines, which is what I did. Make it exciting for you to wake up the next day. Every single night that I go to bed, I am super excited to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I feel like I've mastered it and it gives me that confidence. So I love waking up in the morning and the confidence that comes with it. Everybody's not the same, but for me, making it a game makes it easier for me. Instead of dreading it and being like, oh, I don't want to wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock. No, I love waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I love getting my stuff done. I love my morning routine. I love everything that comes with waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I know that if I don't wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, the feeling of not waking up is way worse than actually waking up and getting it done, period. And then last but not least, what's my routine? I'll just make this short and sweet. So there was a point in time where I didn't take my phone to bed and it was useful for a little while. But then there came a point where I left my phone in the living room. I would wake up out of my bed, go into the living room, cut the alarm off and go back into the bed. So it's not even useful at that point. So what I do now when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do, go to YouTube. I have a playlist that has motivational speakers on it, my favorite motivational videos, and I play that until I get my ass out of the bed. That motivates me to get up. And after I get up, I make my bed immediately. That's another accomplishment throughout the day is it's just repetition. And after I do that, I post a motivational video on Instagram, which this stuff isn't really important, but it's for the discipline of it more than anything. And it's something that could touch another person. And then I have a daily book with positive things in it that I post right after that. Discipline. After that, I have my Bible set up in the kitchen, my water set up, and my apple for going to the gym. I read I read Proverbs, drink my water, eat my apple, and then I go to the gym. I give myself right now, my routine is from 5 to 5:40. That's what I'm doing. And then from 5:40 to 7:40, I go to the gym. And then once I come back from the gym, I eat, I shower, and I listen to an audio book. That's the gist of my morning routine. And then after that, I try to learn something or read. So that is what my morning routine looks like. You can pick and choose what you'd love to implement into your routine. So if you have a morning routine, I'd love for you to drop in the comments what your routine looks like. If you have one, or if you want to implement your own routine, drop down what you'd be interested in implementing yourself. If you found any value in this video, please like, subscribe, share to someone that you feel like this may be beneficial for. And if you have any recommendations of what you'd love to hear from me, I have no problem in doing so. Much love to everybody, and I'll talk to you next time.